Tiger sharks are formidable predators, known for their powerful jaws and serrated teeth. Among the large shark species, adult tiger sharks can reach lengths of over 16 feet 5 meters and weigh more than 1,400 pounds. Named for the dark vertical stripes on their bodies, tiger sharks have a unique appearance that sets them apart from other shark species. Large female tiger sharks migrate to Hawaii during the summer and fall to give birth and to mate. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Spearfishing with Aloha. On today's episode, our first episode, it's gonna be kind of intense. We're gonna talk about, tiger sharks. And I know that during my first interaction with a tiger shark was so intense that I had nightmares, probably like for a few days. And it kind of changed the way I view these creatures. It gave me more respect, more admiration. And I started to study these apex predators, the way they behave, the way they interact with others, the way they hunt. And like another hunter, you gotta know once you go in the water, you're part of the food chain. So I don't want to be part of a tiger shark's meal. So I had to do a little bit of research and educate myself. Just full disclosure, I'm not a marine biologist. I'm not a shark expert, but I did have a lot of interactions with these creatures, and that's what I'm here to share. To improve your odds against these encounters, which will increase your chance to survive. And we all want to come home. So, without further ado, let's get some action. Here we go. Shoots. All right. So my first encounter with the tiger shark was about two and a half years ago. I was spearfishing and I shot an ono, and there was a lot of vibration in the water. I had my friend Stefan with me, and this tiger shark showed up and was very curious and interested. I didn't really feel intimidated, I was kind of like curious and I want to interact with the shark. So never touched the shark's private parts. You can see the behavior. The shark did not like that. And she brought her friend, to play along. And the energy completely shifted. Now we had two large apex predators in the water trying to eat the ono that was attached to my buoy, while my friend and I were trying to make sure that they don't get too close. So as you can see, every time the shark approach, I swim towards the shark, trying to intercept the shark and try to change the direction. But it was pretty intense, to have that interaction, two large apex predators. How is that interaction? It's hard enough to deal with one tiger shark. Now imagine dealing with two. I shouldn't have touched the private parts. Yeah, don't do that. Do not touch the tiger shark's private parts. They don't like it. Yeah. But yeah, it was really intense, and I'm not gonna lie. I was like, at first, with the first tiger shark, I was like, oh, so beautiful, so cool. Oh yeah, let me play with this guy. And next thing I know, she went and got reinforcements. So I was with my friend, and we both have this beautiful ono that I shot hanging on the float. And the tiger sharks, they're both fixated. They want a piece of action, easy meal. And we are both trying to swim back. So the main thing, my recommendation is that number one, don't touch the private parts. Yeah, don't do that. Leave them alone. But stay calm, stay relaxed. Make sure that you stay composure, maintain your composure. Sharks, they can sense everything. They can hear your heartbeat. They can feel the energy. So I always tell everybody, hey, if you act like a prey, the tiger shark, they will treat you as such. But if you act like another apex predator, then yeah, they will respect, for the most part, respect your space and setting boundaries. But as you can see, I'm swimming, I'm intercepting and redirecting. So that's the two words that I want you to memorize: intercepting and redirecting. So every time I see a tiger shark approaching, I am intercepting, and with my gun and shaft, I'm redirecting. I didn't even have to poke the sharks. Just the energy of me swimming towards the shark. These creatures are very smart, so they understand they don't want to get hurt, so they start swimming to a different direction. And you play that delicate dance until you're out of the water. So that's the key points about this little video that I want you guys to take home. All right, let's go to the next video. Shoots. All right, so this was a solo dive, and I was hunting onos, and I threw my flasher and just waiting for the right moment for the ono to get curious. The visibility was not that great that day, and I took a long distance shot aiming to the head, and I was able to stun this ono wahoo. So one thing that I want to point out is that I think the part that you become most vulnerable is when you're dealing with fish. Now you no longer have your shaft in your gun to protect yourself, and you're trying to address the fish, either if the fish is fighting, vibrating, bleeding, and that's what really attracts predators. So it is important to always look at your surroundings, always conduct the 360-degree screen of the surface. Most tiger sharks, they come from the surface. They're not going to come from the depth, from the deep end. So it is important to always be aware. So you see, I'm admiring the fish, not knowing that I had a tiger shark already in the vicinity. And once I loaded the gun, the tiger shark show up. Here I thought I saw some shibis, which they are like a small tunas, swimming below the tiger shark. So I decided to take a drop because I got greedy and I wasn't thinking clearly and trying to shoot a shibi. But then I came back to my senses and said, no, what? I ended up losing the shibis and my ono. So I decided to swim towards my my buoy and protect my fish. And the juvenile tiger sharks, in my opinion, they're the worst. They are more agile and they are definitely more persistent than adult tiger sharks. They are relentless. So this little guy would not leave me alone. The entire time that I was in the water, he was right there with me until the moment that I decided to leave the area. So that's why it's so important to do you see the depth, the distance between the surface and where the tiger shark likes to position itself? It's not very deep. It's like about 4 or 5 feet from the surface max. So that's why it is so important and paramount to become aware of your surroundings and always looking at the surface, screening. What I do, I do from 12 to 6 on my right shoulder and my left shoulder. So now I'm look straight, and I start looking over my shoulder all the way to my fence on the right side, and I came back and I do the same thing on the left side. So always screening, always looking for tiger sharks or onos and they like to cruise on the surface. So just be careful with that when you're in the water. They're super stealth, you know. So if you're fixated looking down, which most divers do that, you know. I corrected so many people already. Say, hey, you gotta be aware of your surroundings, particularly when the water is murky. So here I am giving this tiger shark a shaka and telling him to like leave me alone, bro. I don't wanna beef with you. You need to go, please. But you know, as a juvenile, the shark was also fixated on my ono, wanted like an easy meal. And I said, I don't think so. And I always carry, as you can see, a secondary gun. Um, the gun is loaded, and I always place the gun on safe, because if I shoot an ono, it's easy to shoot another ono. So the tiger shark got curious, came check my flasher, but also testing the waters, you know, see how close they can get to me and to see my reaction. These creatures are very smart, very intelligent. They don't get that big, you know, for no reason. So they're very intelligent predators, and that's how they, you know, I have the utmost respect for these creatures. I don't have fear, I have respect. All right, a quick recap about this interaction with a juvenile tiger shark. Juveniles, in my opinion, they are definitely more persistent, more agile, and therefore they're more dangerous. So that's why it's important to always intercept and redirect. If you stay still and just observe, all you're doing is you're empowering the tiger shark to become more curious and to get closer to you, which, you know, eventually will lead into an attempt to do an investigatory bite, and you want to avoid that at all costs. Just want to share a few tips about my experiences. One time I jumped in the water and I was setting up my flasher, and there was a 15-footer tiger shark, you know, about 6 to 8 feet right behind me. And the only reason I'm here today telling this story is because I'm always doing the 360 scan of the surface, and when I turned around I saw the creature. I only had time to extend my arm and poke the tiger shark right in the face, where I was able to redirect, but the tiger shark already had the mouth open. So if you're gonna set up a flasher, do it from the boat, don't do it in the water. If you jump in the water, make sure you have your fans on, please. And as soon as you jump in the water, you look around 360. That's the experience that I want to share, those little tips that might save your life, you know, in the long run. But yeah, I hope that the knowledge that I'm sharing can help you change your habits in the water. So let's check the next video. Shoots. So have you ever played chicken with a large tiger shark? This interaction was pretty intense. I was waiting for this tiger shark to back down and to turn, but she kept going my way, and I was like, okay, let's see who's gonna turn first. And she did. And I was pointing towards the head. I didn't poke the shark, but I was like, you know, getting very close to it, just observing the behavior. Now, not allowing the shark to turn. See how I'm swimming towards it, pointing my gun right towards the head, and just waiting for the tiger shark to leave me alone. So that's a good technique to interrupt tiger sharks from getting emboldened and encouraged. So, how was the playing chicken with the large tiger shark? That's pretty intense. I was, please back down. Please, shark, back down. Please turn. Yeah, but that's what intercepting, means. Like when I say intercept and redirect, that's exactly what it is. You cannot show fear. You have to be very, confident in your approach, and just hope for the best that they're gonna turn. If they don't turn, you're gonna have to poke the shark. In this case, I didn't. I could have. I was pointing right towards the eye where it hurts, or the gills. But my goal here, my objective is not to hurt these creatures. Is just to, you know, um, set boundaries so they can respect my personal space, and so it's safe for everybody. But yeah, I was wondering if the tiger did not turn, or if I turned first, how the tiger shark would behave. She'll probably be like, okay, I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna eat you. You're done. You're done. Anyways, so next video you're gonna talk about murky waters. Do not dive in murky waters. It's so dangerous, and I know because I've done it and I had those experiences. And trust me, the window to react to tiger sharks is pretty small window. So the best thing to do is to avoid murky waters altogether for your own safety. But let's check it out. My recommendation is to avoid diving murky waters. As you can see, these tiger sharks, they already know that you're there. They can feel your presence. They can take advantage of the murky waters to disguise themselves, and they just waiting for the right moment to strike. So try to avoid diving in murky waters. You see the pectoral fins on the side, and now pointing down. So now the shark was definitely waiting for the right moment to strike. So avoid murky water as much as you can. That was an interesting experience for sure. All right, so my recommendation is to avoid murky waters altogether. It's just not worth the risk. The risk definitely outweighs the benefit. That's what I'm trying to say very clearly, so you guys know. I've done it. I had experiences. I'm in the water, and all of a sudden, boom, tiger shark's right there. Pectoral fins down, ready to go. Showing that aggressive posture, right? Which is, the snout pointing up, arching the back. The pectoral fins is the little arms on the side, pointed down, and the erratic way of swim sometimes. So those are the type of behaviors that you gotta be aware of. So just avoid murky waters. Just not worth it, the risk at all. The next video is pretty intense too. I know it went viral, but yeah, it was super intense because I was in the water with my friend, a less experienced diver, and this tiger shark, show up out of nowhere, coming from the deep end, trying to eat a turtle. Turn around and charge my friend, and I position myself between the dive buddy and the tiger shark, and I was able to poke and redirect the shark. So I will give a little bit more information after the video, but check this out. How's this scenario? Look at the size of this tiger shark. Came eat the turtle, and the turtle said, I don't think so, not today. And the tiger shark came straight to my dive partner, and I had to use force to set boundaries, and that just tell the shark that's not okay. So that was an interesting experience for sure. So the last video is pretty intense. Um, I never had like a encounter like that, you know. And I got a lot of negative feedback or criticism from some of the people that do, you know, train with shark and redirect sharks with their hands, and basically say, oh, that was not necessary. And I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna be very straightforward, you know, on my approach. So there's a difference between being in water, taking pictures of sharks, or be in the water in a healthy environment where there's like an abundance of sharks and tiger sharks, versus being spearfishing, being hunting in areas where you don't have an abundance of life, you know, where tiger sharks are not used to these interactions with humans. So I'm not in the business of cater to some of the feedback that I received, because I think people don't really realize that it takes like few seconds to make a life and death decision. The tiger shark was not just curious. The tiger shark was very aggressive. We were in the water first, you know, we were spearfishing, you know, the turtle was there and the tiger shark show up. If you have an idea, I had taken a drop all the way to the sand. It's about 94 feet, you know, right before the tiger shark appeared. So, you know, I was hunting, and when the tiger shark show up, you know, there was nothing we can do. We just can observe, you know, the shark trying to hunt the turtle, but then the shark turned around and came straight to us, and I had to protect myself. I had to protect my dive body. I positioned myself between my dive body and the tiger shark, you know, and I used force. So that goes to say that if you're gonna poke a shark, poke the shark, you know. A scenario like that would be almost, you know, justifiable to shoot a shark, which I would not do, you know. For me, killing a creature like that is like last resort, life and death. I still felt that I had control of the situation. So I just want to wrap this up to say, hey, you know, I would never recommend somebody to deter a shark with their hands. If you're not trained to do it, it's irresponsible to even say something like that. If you're spearfishing, you have a gun, you have a shaft, use it. That's what you use to protect yourself. That's what you use to hunt. You're hunting in the water, you know, you're spearing. So for me, it's nonsense, this whole thing about using your hands to deter an apex predator. You know, look at the size of that thing. Look at the speed that he came towards us. Yeah, all bad intentions. So be safe out there. You know, I hope that the video was very educational, and that you feel better prepared and equipped to deal with certain situations, and that you're going to be able to implement some of the tips and change some of the habits that you have in the water. But let me know, you know, please like, please subscribe to this video, support this new my new YouTube endeavors. You know, I want to put out a lot of contents, but I need your support. Also provide some feedback. Tell me what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, what can I do better. You know, I'm always open to receive some of the feedback. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Shoots.